say stuff like that. We made that up. Okay.
Who used that pickup line again, though? I feel like.
Can't tell ya. No, on the days when I do a live show, like a concert, I have to stay in bed 2 days before that and really, really rest my voice. And I can't talk to anybody, so I just have to text message everybody. So it's really boring, but it's actually good for my throat, and it's good if I don't feel like talking to people. So. Yes, that was the first live performance, but we did a couple of other things. We did a whole promotional tour for the Prince of Egypt, and just had some incredible times. I was lost, but now I'm found. I got my feet on solid ground. Thank you, Lord. I don't know if I've done it before, if I've referenced another song. I don't think so.
Yeah, it felt like it was the first.
Oh, you'll always be a part of me no matter what you do. And for the record, can't nobody say it and give my all to you. Yes. I told you underneath the stars that you belong to me. It's obvious that we just can't let go of us, honey.
I told you. They
NTT. Biggest misconception. There are a lot of misconceptions about me, but how can I say, I don't know how to compare whether there's more misconceptions about me than there are about other celebrities. The answer is I'm a real person. I'm actually a very regular person when it comes down to it. Not ordinary regular, but in terms of just being down to earth, I feel that I'm that. I feel that if a friend has an issue that they need to talk about, that I'm there for them. I feel like I don't want to be like, well, I'm a shoulder to cry on, and like make it like it's a big drama or whatever, but I feel like I give as much as I get from my friends, and it's, you know what I mean, like that's a big misconception. Like they would probably think that I'm very just like, whatever, call me when you want to talk about my latest photo shoot and album. You know what I mean?
It's a great song, too, by the way.
I didn't write it, so I can't take credit for it.
Right,
I'm a
but
little
did
bit
you
annoyed
like
they
this?
didn't come to me to write it.
Right,
A little
right,
annoyed.
right.
Because at that time already, like at least 12 #1 songs I had written. You know, but whatever. Maybe I'm wrong about 12. I don't know. But no, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I love the video. And
I wonder what year around that was.
That was it 99?
99? Okay, well, I'm here to tell you because I do have a list of all your #1s. Yeah, you had written 13 #1s.
Okay, I went.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The 8th grade.
Okay.
Is a dope song. When I saw it on the track listing, I'm like, what is this about?
Right.
8th grade. And you have this lyric. You sing, something is telling me you're ready. Am I wrong? Maybe the lyrics are too heavy in my song.
Yeah. How would you feel if you had me, then I was gone? Yeah. Well, 8th grade was a very tumultuous year for me, darling. You know, I dyed my hair orange the year before, and I was trying to grow it out, but with the texture, it just takes a while. It just wasn't good. But that feeling of insecurity and being like, you know, melancholy about things, that was why I just made a rough title of 8th grade. It was called 8th Grade Rough, and then we just took the rough away. I was like, should we keep 8th grade rough or just call it 8th grade? So it's 8th grade because at that moment in time, there's a certain feeling that you just can't manufacture. That is like when you're growing up and it feels like the world's gonna come to an end if the person that you have feelings for doesn't feel the same way. And that's what that song is about. I like to take long baths, like an hour in the bath. Like I have a flat screen TV in front of my bathtub and I just sit in the tub and watch movies. And that was cool because when I was growing up, I didn't have a very nice bathtub at all, and it was my dream, darling. So now I'm living it. I'm very excited about it. You know, but here's the thing with that group of people. It was so like, we've got these two. We want to put together a thing where it's like, you know, something we've all approved, and it's their song, and it's big, and it's a Prince of Egypt, and we had a great time. Did you ever see the thing from the MTV Awards when we were like, try it on me? We wore the same dresses.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, I have great memories.
Ooh, I'm in love with you, yeah. Damn, I fucks with you. Oh, you say I fuck you? Damn, I fucks with you is what I say. See, she didn't know I said that. Cut it out. And we all make mistakes sometimes, but I'm all through. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And baby, I'm in love with you.
Maybe it hurts me.
Mariah.
And you think that's okay to ask somebody like that?
Mariah.
That is wrong.
That's Mariah.
Erase this shit and give me something new.
All right,
We got a new one for you.
We got a new one for you. We got a new one.
What is it? What is it?
All right.
Who is one person that's qualified to sing at your wedding?
Fucking nobody.
No.
Fucking nobody.
No. Yeah, Mariah. We love you, Mariah. We love you.
It's not that I ever feel like people aren't gonna get this. They might not get what it means to me specifically. You know what I mean? But it's not about that, because if it affects somebody else and they can apply it to their life, then that's the most important thing.
Okay. Yeah, give it up.
One thing people don't know is that I'm actually a human being, and do normal stuff like everybody else, like lay in bed and watch TV all day when I get a chance, when I get a day off. That's a fun moment for me. Something most people don't know.
First of all, we love everybody.
Is GTFO directed at anybody?
GTFO was my anthem while writing it. I was like, this is anytime I needed to like get out of a room, like leave a moment, something bleak, I was like, let me go. Like, you know, we just needed to say that to a lot of people.
Yes.
Certain people more than others.
Yeah.
And I think it still stands. And that was one of the reasons I was like, you know what, this song needs to come out. It's not a single, but it's like a fire starter, because people need to be able to say that to somebody.
Yes, they do.
They do.
It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing, and needed someone to do the other part, and so here I was.
What you gonna do? I know she better be good to you, baby. Cause if she doesn't, then I'll be there. Don't you know, baby, yeah, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my
You can't answer it for her. She gotta answer it.
You know, somebody said it's "Close My Eyes" is really one of my. It's such a real. What do you call it? It's a representation of like 4 years, because I started writing it and then I stopped writing it and I picked it up again. And it's a lot of truths that I was telling during that song. And it's not like, oh wow, what a great vocal performance or anything like that. And it's kind of an obscure sounding record, but it's very much like a snapshot of me.
Okay, awesome.
I'm proud of it as a songwriter. Yes, I'm proud of the fact that people have told me it's helped them get through like really serious abusive situations and stuff like that. People all across the world. But it's not like my most famous or well-known song, you know what I mean? But it still matters to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mimi is just a nickname that really only my family and close friends would use for me, but I have a million nicknames. Like, it could have been the Emancipation of whoever. I don't want to give any of my other ones away. Mirage was one in high school. But, you know, I'm not being... Mirage is from high school. Mimi kind of stuck with me. So I thought it'd be cool because every album I've had has been like Daydream, Music Box, Butterfly, and people started taking shots like, what's her next album? Unicorn, you know? So I was like, let me just think of something. And it really is like very much... the music is very representative of who I am as, you know, a real person. I thought that Mimi kind of brought me closer to my fans because as opposed to like the whole Mariah Carey thing, which is its own baggage and whatever. So I thought it was cute. Now my fans know my private nickname and now I have to have a new one because my family is mad at me.
When I did We Belong Together, I was gonna burn the wedding dress then, and that was my original wedding dress, and then the director was like, oh, we can't do that. It was a 27-foot long train. I wanted to burn it at the end of the video. I thought it would have been dramatic. Nobody understood. So I've always wanted to burn a wedding dress, and I did. Eat, drink, dance, whatever. Well, I heard it over the phone at first, and I was like, oh, I'm sure they're gonna speed it up because of the Lauren, you know, Nice for What.
That he used.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's probably gonna end up saying, you know, this is probably just a little snippet of what they're gonna do. But no, they ended up using pretty much all of it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm so glad they liked it.
That's dope. That's dope.
But thank you. But I love that record. I do love that record. I'm a huge fan of Drake's, and I was very flattered, and I was honored that they used the sample.
That was so cool.
I was very flattered by it. I was very happy that they chose to do it.
I don't personally have a reindeer, but yes, sometimes at Christmas, Santa Claus does visit our home, and he has his reindeer there. So yeah, that would be true.
That's the one I was gonna dress.
And so that one is not burned.
No, it's not burned.
No, okay.
And I'm glad, you know.
You are.
Yeah.
You're glad you have it.
I didn't want to make a rash decision. It's better that we saved it. Yeah.
What warehouse is that in?
It's in safekeeping.
Yes, okay, good. A 27-foot train. Wow.
Yeah. What's the diss record that you know?
The new one, back to back.
Yes,
Okay,
I would
back
use
to back.
back to back. That was
Yep.
one of.
Okay, so this reminds me of Mobb Deep in the Roof. Again, back to back is kind of a
And now
vicious,
somebody's
that's a hard
gonna use
record.
that, so
no,
now
listen.
it's foiled.
No, hold on.
Now it's foiled.
Where's the
But
camera? There's my
honestly-
camera. If you sample back to back and try to sing over it,
We know where you got the idea
No,
from.
we're not accepting it. We're sending it back. When Mariah's ready, she might do it. Just sit back and wait and control yourself. Because I'm thinking about the Roof, a super hard record. You talking about back to back.
I love back to back.
Amazing. Nah, it's a great record.
In this country, black.
Oh.
No, for real. It's the law since slavery. If you're even
TV slavery or real slavery?
Real slavery.
Okay.
Any amount of black in you, you are black in this country.
But there's some Latina in there too. There's a little,
Well,
come on, give me a little bit.
Here's what I am.
Give me a little bit.
My mother is Irish. She's like the Queen of Ireland. She loves Ireland, and that's all I can say. Irish, 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 yay, mom. Okay. And my father is black, and he grew up in Harlem. Actually, they lived in the Bronx first, then he grew up in Harlem. He grew up as an African-American man. He served his country.
Beautiful.
And his father's mother, so my great-grandmother, is Venezuelan.
It is true. I don't know that I could do it right now with all this lip gloss on.
Right.
I could try.
Okay. Here, I'll hold the butterfly.
Okay.
I can't do it as well. I used to be able to do it so well. That was all right. I'm trying to get the F out, but it's not working. That's as much as we're gonna get tonight.
I love the rings.
Thank you.
A lot of hot bro. Whoa, there's Mariah Carey. All right, yeah, what a dress. Let me look at you.
Tonight, trying to mess me up.
Were you singing to me at one point?
I told you she was looking at you.
Were you looking at me?
Yes, I was.
You were.
Second verse.
I said to him, she's singing
Baby,
to you.
can you feel me? You
I
see
can
that?
feel you.
Imagining I'm looking in your eyes. You see that?
Yeah.
And you look right
Don't
at
accuse
him.
me of not singing again, ever,
No,
please.
but I said, wait a second.
No, you sampled Lil Kim's Crush on You.
Crush on You, yes.
I feel like, I got to visit you in LA and you played a little bit of the album previous to this interview, and you had given a story of this was a beat that you always wanted to use. This was a song that you always wanted to do, like forever, right?
Yes, it was always one of my favorite records, and I still think it's one of the best records that
Yeah,
we could
y'all know
ever
the original,
use.
right? Yeah.
Yes. So, when we wrote the song, the A No No on top of it, for me, that beat is just like, you can't deny it. It's a feel-good record, you know what I mean? It's one of those ones that is timeless. But, we did our little thing on top of it, and I'm glad everybody's liking it.
Yeah. Now you did big things on top of it.
Let's say I'm working with a great piano player. I can play piano, but I'm terrible. So we'll sit down together, and I'll start humming something, and he'll start playing something. And he'll direct me in one place, and I might say, I'm hearing this chord, and it's almost there, but I hear one little shade of difference. It's humming out chord progressions, because the ideas come too quickly for me as the bleak piano player that I am. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I did the anthem one year. That was fun. It's
A lot of stress.
yeah. I don't love a stressful moment. I like this better.
Okay, we are on our way to the luncheon for Women of Power, Variety Magazine. Very excited by this moment. I'm kind of ready for a daytime moment, but typically I'm sleeping at this time, so I would love to do a dinner for the next moment that we have. But for now, so excited to go see all these amazing ladies. Love you so much. Big kiss. Here we are at the Variety Women of Power luncheon. But we haven't eaten anything yet, so I'm getting ready for that.
Mariah, this way! Mariah, you left side!
Everything normal. I just woke up, clenched my cheeks, towel dried my hair. Came here.
I don't know. You know what? It's like, how do you measure that really? Because songs, they span different periods of time, and it's like, I like things that can stand the test of time, where you'll be listening to it years from now and it won't sound dated. You know what I mean? And so I would leave that up to the fans to decide what the favorite song, you know what I mean? Probably one of the piano vocal ballads. Okay. You know what I mean?
Well, I hate to sound like I'm complaining, so I hate to...
No, I don't mean it that
Yeah.
way. There's something you have to deal with every day that's the hardest for you to deal with.
The hardest for me, honestly, especially lately, I'm a very loyal person, and I really get disappointed by people a lot who turn on you or who, you think you do so much for people. Like, I overextend myself, and then I get these people who I used to really take care of and put a lot of myself into trying to help them, and they
let you down.
They let me down, and that's worse than the media or the people that don't know me doing it to me. It's like,
you're right.
It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
My very first concert
was Pat Benatar.
That's a good first concert.
I love her.
That's a
think
good
she's
first
great
concert.
singer. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I had written a song called Imperfect, and I sort of wanted it to be, it didn't make the album, but I wanted it to be something where basically everybody, but mainly like, young girls or kids just growing up in school would understand that like it's okay not to try to be perfect, like the people in the magazines and everybody that we see that weighs 2 pounds and things that are unattainable, you know what I mean? And
Size 0.
Yes, size 0, which is a fabulous invention that we all love.
It wasn't difficult
Been a
at all.
lot written about that, right?
A lot of stuff's been written about that. I couldn't wait to do that record. I was a huge fan of the 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan. I was like, how can I make this happen? And then it was the Bad Boy remix, and everybody got together and made it happen. But the most fun I had was with him on the video, because I wasn't allowed to work with like the video directors I wanted to work with, because certain people felt threatened by anyone that would want to accentuate my sexuality or anything like that. So it had to be, I was like, okay, fine, I'll direct it. And he was so much fun. May he rest in peace. I loved him. I was there, went with Dame Dash to get him when he was, when he got out of the place he was in.
Yes.
Prior to his passing.
Yeah.
And not to go on that subject, because I want to stay on the positive. The record, we have it forever. That me and Mariah, right? Everybody sings it to me in the street. Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Well, one of my very dear friends and someone I love a lot, Mr. L.A. Reid, the chairman of Island Def Jam, he didn't really like that song that much, and I had so many songs. So when I came up with the title for this, I was just actually talking to Nick, my husband, and we were just thinking memoirs, because I'm always writing little things and I never finish them, and it's moments and things, and so we put it together, and it sort of means like songwriting, this and that. It's okay, believe me, I know I'm not perfect. And
you'll put in your next one.
Put the song. I'm doing a remix album right now that's almost done, that's going to come out very soon, and I'm so excited about it.
You put it in.
Gotta put it in.
You have great collaborations on Caution.
Thank you. Yeah, it was exciting.
Anyone that you feel like is on your list? I mean, you talked about Lil' Kim and Cardi B a little bit.
I did. I was lucky to work with Ty Dolla $ign on this album. I was really excited about that. Working with, like we talked about, I worked with the Stereotypes, and that was a great collaboration with Gunna. Skrillex, I love him so much.
Yeah.
Such a good guy. And also, Slick Rick and Blood Orange. I've been a huge fan of Slick Rick since I was growing up, so this is our first time ever working together and sharing a song. Yeah. So as a fan, after all these years, I've sampled him. I've just loved his music forever. So he's a new, one of my new favorite people.
Yeah.
Been always one of my favorite people. I don't know. What do I know what these people think?
Yeah, right.
What do you think? Honestly, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that there's a perception that you're a diva, but I think you are a diva in the best possible way. I mean, I think that's a...
Is a diva a bad thing?
I don't think it's no, I don't think it's a bad thing. Okay. But also, what people don't realize is you actually literally were raised by a diva, an opera diva. So I mean, it's like, yeah. No, and I think that people, though they should, don't realize, you've had like 15 number ones that you wrote them all. I don't think people realize 18 number ones.
Well, I wrote 17 of them.
Right, okay.
Yes.
You wrote I mean, anyway, and I think that...
Oh, the writing. They don't acknowledge the writing.
The writing, I think, is really important.
I think the writing is almost more important than anything else.
Yeah.
Because it's my outlet. It's my everything.
Right. And I think if you go back, especially... I mean, if you go back, your writing, as it always is very autobiographical, and you can really read between the lines of what you're saying and what you've lived. Mm-hmm. If you go read the words to your music.
Please, I know, but I want to know the options. I'm a little concerned. What do you think? Is this too much for this ensemble, or is it good? I was trying to give like a vintage me, you know what I mean? Like a vintage moment. So it was like a little black dress, but then I actually lost my waist, so it's a little big. But if you go like this, it's very the first album cover. Something like that. Yeah, this is from the Emancipation of Mimi. I need to hear my right ear. I cannot hear a thing. I can't hear a thing. Somebody back there, I know there's like 200 of you. Can one of you just fix the ear thing? I hope I'm not asking for the moon and the stars here. Am I reaching for the stars here? Not really. Okay, are we writing? Are we making up songs now instead of fixing the ear? Because we can do that. Tonight is a special night. I'm spending it with you. The girl calls us beautiful, and I think you are too. This might not be the best lyrics I ever wrote, but what you gonna do? I'm in a dress that's a little bit small and a little bit big, and my shoes, my shoes, my shoes, my shoes, my shoes. And I need to. It's on the right, darling. Absolutely nothing in the right ear. It's like it started out as a good song, and then it turned. Let's make a bridge. If we're gonna make a bridge, then let's do a bridge. And it turned into an angry moment of me saying, "Why can't I just hear like every other out there?" I can't hear you. Changing the path right now. Okay, that sounds a little bit better. I can come down. I didn't pull on nothing. See, they're talking to me. We're communicating. It's the love we have for each other. The behind the scenes, the in front of the scenes, the hit part of the scenes. There's so many scenes. I don't know what to do. Okay, so who's talking to the microphone? All right, let's try it again. Darlings of the audience, are you still with me? Have I lost you? Don't
some way. And you're not starting this song without me being ready, so stop it, please. I don't have an ear in. What are we thinking? Oh, I need a tissue now and a drink of something. Preferably alcoholic, but I don't have anything up here. So stick with the water like I always do, since I'm a good girl. Alright, what are you gonna do? Eric, you know how it is. It's not your fault! Okay. I love you! And I just need to put this ear in and see what we're going to do now. After that complete and utter tangent. Was it a tangent? Kind of a big tangent, yeah. Was it okay though? Because it's only occurred here with you guys. So it's your tangent and my tangent, never to be had again, possibly. Can I hear? Okay. I'm gonna try and hear, because I want to sing this song for you. It's from the Emancipation of Mimi. And you already know what it is, but let's dedicate it to tonight.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a lot more special as compared to all the other videos that I've posted so far. Because in today's video there will be no singing.
What?
Say what? Rather, we will be answering some of the most important questions that must be going on in your mind. Who is a singer? Am I a singer? Can I sing? What is my vocal range? And what classification of voice do I fall into? Stay tuned because all of these questions are going to be answered today in this very video. Everyone is a singer. That might come as a bit of a shock to you all because you must be thinking that I cannot hit that high note or I cannot sing in that particular way. So how am I a singer? Well, because singing does not define that you have to do it in a particular way or manner. It's the other people around us who actually have set a particular parameter that everyone has to follow or everyone must meet to be famous. If we go way back into classical singing, there were 4 classifications to judge a singer, namely soprano, alto, tenor, and bass.
Soprano, high notes sung easily by female vocalists. Alto, low notes sung easily by female vocalists. Tenor, high notes sung easily by male vocalists. Bass, low notes sung easily by male vocalists.
Come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping.
This classification base is also known as the SATB scale, but it is very well visible that this system lacked proper voice classification because no one human has either a high or a low voice. So there were 3 more variables that were added to this very equation: mezzo-soprano, countertenor, and baritone.
Mezzo-soprano, notes that fall between soprano and alto. Countertenor refers to notes that fall between alto and tenor. Because it was so rare in its existence, it was actually taken off the scale. That does not mean that it doesn't exist. It does exist, but it doesn't fall into the categorization anymore. Baritone refers to the notes that fall between tenor and bass.
At first sight, I felt the energy of sun rays. I saw the light inside so shine bright.
Back then, countertenor was the highest voice classification a male could get. Yeah, I would just let that seep in. However, nowadays we do have a lot of male singers or male vocalists who can even hit the whistle note. Now, what is a whistle note? That is something that we'll get into in the next video. For now, it's just basic for you to know that it comes in the soprano register or classification. Now, you can all visualize that we have a broader scale for vocal classification.
Soprano, mezzo-soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass.
Now, to check your own vocal range, you can either download a piano application or go to someone who has a piano, or you can even play the keynotes or keys on your own piano and try and harmonize with them. If you're able to match a particular pitch without straining your vocals, then then that's your perfect key. Why do I say that? That's because the key in which you're able to sing in the most easiest and comfortable way is your original key. And now, since that you found your key, you can compare it with this chart that I will display for 5 seconds, and you can find which vocal classification or voice classification you guys fall into. If you found this difficult or in any way uncomfortable and that you were not able to follow through, you can actually go up to your voice trainer or your choir teacher or a vocalist, anyone who is trained in this particular genre or in this particular field, and you can ask them to classify your voice. But never prematurely classify your own voice, because if you end up classifying it higher than it actually is, and you can actually ruin your own voice. That's right, you heard me. You can actually ruin your own voice. Just think of your vocal cords as a body, and just as a human body has its upper and lower limits, your vocal cords do have their own upper and lower limits as well. And if you try to stretch them, they can work fine for a certain period of time, but strain them for a longer period and you can actually degrade your own voice. Now, this vocal cruelty does happen a lot. You might be thinking that who is fool enough to do it? It does happen a lot in the pop and rock music culture.
Most of the songs are written in the scale of soprano and tenor, whereas the singer's vocals lie in the scale of mezzo-soprano and baritone. As a result, singers keep trying to bridge the gap and as a result end up degrading their own voice.
I hope you enjoyed this entire experience and it was really helpful for you. In our next video, we will discuss about the singing techniques that includes melisma, belting, falsetto, head voice, and a lot more. So stay tuned. Hello everyone. If you like my videos, you can click on subscribe right below my video, and you can like and share them too. We all know that Mariah Carey has been really active during this quarantine time, and she has got a really nice time to relax her vocals as well. And little did we know, to our luckiness, we have actually received a lot of short videos from Mimi herself, where she's singing in her living room and giving us the best of her vocals. So let's just get into it, and we're going to be watching a compilation video of Mariah Carey's 2020 acapella moments. Let's get into it.
Why you so obsessed with me? Boy, I wanna know.
That was
Baby,
nice.
I just melt away, fall like rain. Every time I see your face, I go on, I just wanna break it down. Anytime you come around, and maybe I can melt away in your arms. Everything fades away.
Is that JoJo?
Only fades, only fades. It only fades, it only fades. Whoa, whoa.
Did you guys see the way when she was doing the low note, she was actually moving towards her, leaning towards a backup singer, and then she was trying to go a bit different, like a bit higher than the vocal or the background singer. She actually drifted away, and when she was trying to match her tone, so she kind of leaned towards her so that, you know, she knows that the key that she's trying to match her. Skills.
A special occasion, Mimi's emancipation, a cause for celebration. Somehow I know that there's a place up above when all my hurt is struggling, free of all atrocities and suffering, because I feel the unconditional love from one who cares enough for me to erase all my burdens and let me be free to fly like a bird, take to the sky. I need you now, Lord.
She still got it.
Nah. They can say anything they want to say, try to bring me down. They can try, but they can't take that away from me. From me. No.
Okay, so it went into kind of like I'm singing along with her, trying to be, but it was a really nice video. I really enjoyed it. I started having fun with it. I started enjoying it. So it was a nice video, nice experience for me. I hope that it was for you as well. See you soon, guys. Bye.
Another rumor, is it true that you have a feud with J-Lo? What we heard was that you guys were going to do some sort of duet together, and then you reportedly said, I would rather share the stage with a pig than her.
That quote was so out of left field that I was like, huh?
I know.
Like,
that was pretty harsh.
Was that a stand-in, like sitting there making? That's not even how I speak. Like, even if they would have researched like my little lingo a little bit better, they'd know, you know, that that's not even what I.
There's no feud. There's nothing going on there then.
I don't know the woman. You know, there were things in the past that are from the past, and I think that was more confusion, courtesy of a record company issue. And, you know, I wish her well, seriously, and I hope she's doing great. And that rumor really made me mad because it's like stupid and unnecessary. But the real thing is being.
Another rumor, is it true that you have a feud with J-Lo? What we heard was that you guys were going to do some sort of duet together, and then you reportedly said, I would rather share the stage with a pig than her.
That quote was so out of left field that I was like, huh?
I know.
Like,
that was pretty harsh.
Was that a stand-in, like sitting there making? That's not even how I speak. Like, even if they would have researched like my little lingo a little bit better, they'd know, you know, that that's not even what I.
There's no feud. There's nothing going on there then.
I don't know the woman. You know, there were things in the past that are from the past, and I think that was more confusion, courtesy of a record company issue. And, you know, I wish her well, seriously, and I hope she's doing great. And that rumor really made me mad because it's like stupid and unnecessary. But the real thing is being.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today you are in the masterclass day 2. I know I have been receiving a lot of emails and you guys have been requesting me to post the masterclass a bit soon, and I'm so sorry for the delay as well. So now we have actually created a schedule for the masterclass and the other videos as well. So every 10th, 20th, 30th, 40th, 50th, 60th and so on. So every video in this order will be the masterclass and all other videos will be the normal musical videos that I post. The videos about my experiences and the music itself. So now you know that every 10th video on my channel will be a masterclass. So the video number 10 was a masterclass day 1, and after that I've posted 9 more videos. So this will be the 20th video that I've posted, and this is a masterclass day 2. So the 30th video will be a masterclass day 3. So without any further ado, let's get into today's topic. Today we'll be learning about the vocal registers. So there are 5 vocal registers: vocal fry, chest register, head voice, or known as the head register, falsetto, and the whistle register. And we will get into a brief about all the registers today, one by one. But before we start all that, I would really like to, clarify the main question that must be going on in your mind, as in how is sound produced. So when we speak, the vessels in our voice box work together to produce sound. And that's how we produce sound, or that's what we call voice. So now if the muscles are stretched, a very high pitched and light voice or sound is produced. But if they're relaxed, a very low and heavy voice is produced from them. So now we know that if you stretch your vocal cords too much, you can produce a really high pitched and light voice. And if you just keep them relaxed, you can produce a very heavy and low registered voice. But what about the voice that lies between them? So now you must have got an idea. To produce a voice that falls between those two classifications, you need to learn how to modulate those muscles in order to produce the voice that falls throughout that classification. Let's start with the vocal fry. So it is the lowest of all vocal registers, and it is produced by loosely connected muscles that allow the air to pass through in a bubble or bubbler form that produces that popping sound. So it sounds generally like, so I'm going to do an example. So it's like, how you are doing today? Hello. So this is vocal fry. So I hope you experienced it. So this is how vocal fry sounds. So now we are going into the chest register. So chest register is when you feel the vibration that you're singing a song within your chest, this area particularly. And in this particular register, the vocal folds thicken up so that they are able to support the demanding vocals that are going to be produced in this particular register. And the voice that is produced is really rich, and it's basically, we use this register to belt a lot. Belting is another technique or a vocal run that we will talk about in the following videos. But generally chest registers are used to do belting. So we will do an example as well. Forever. Head voice. So head voice is basically that Mickey Mouse or that squeaky voice that you hear a lot of people do when they're talking to a baby. Yes, that's the head voice. So it sounds like, hello, how are you doing? This is the example of a head voice. Because you are actually reaching into the highest of registers of your chest. So because you're reaching into your head, so the vibration will be felt by you in your head area. That's why it's called the head voice. So the vocal cords in this particular register are stretched a lot to their finest point, and they're vibrating really fast to produce that head voice. It is really easy for some of the people to reach their head voice and extend it a little more further, and for some it's really difficult. It depends upon the vocal classification in which they fall.
If you don't know what classification your voice falls in, then click on the bar link on the top right hand corner of this video right now.
Falsetto. Now falsetto is kind of like an extension to the head voice. Now imagine yourself doing the head voice. I am doing the head voice now. The vocal folds are tightly closed and they're stretched. But when you're doing falsetto, the gap between the vocal cords, it enlarges. Not too much, but there's a slight gap that allows the air to come through. And with that gap and the high head voice, you get a very airy head voice. And that airy head voice is known as falsetto. So it's kind of like, I am gonna be doing. I am just singing this like an example. And if I do it in the head voice, I'm singing it in the head voice. I'm doing this as an example. I'm talking in my head voice. And if I do falsetto, I am talking in my head voice. I am now in my falsetto. Because of the air gap between, the head voice becomes airy. It might feel like to you that it's beneath the head voice, but actually falsetto lies above the head voice. And in falsetto, the gap between throughout the vocal cords, the gap between them, between the two ends of the vocal cords it has a gap, and the air is popping through it, like coming out of it, but the ends of the vocal cords are vibrating at a really high speed, at a really high frequency to support that particular falsetto range. Whistle note. Now we're into the whistle note, and whistle note, as we all know, is that squeaky whistle that some of you know how to produce through your mouth or your lips, but a lot of you cannot do it with your vocal cords. So Mariah Carey is one of the artists which has, kind of mastered that particular art and has been doing it for over 30 years. So her career has spanned over 3 decades, and she's been doing the whistle note for 3 decades and is still doing them perfectly. She's a great example of someone who can add a lot of technique into the whistle note. So doing a whistle note is okay, but within singing, if you're able to do a whistle note, just doing the whistle note is not quite enough. You need to be able to articulate it into multiple techniques and vocal runs. If you can do that, that means that you have mastered the whistle note. And the living example of that is Mariah Carey. So the whistle note is produced when the vocal folds are just closed. It does not have any frequency between them. Just like when you're, okay, let's take an example. And when you whistle through your mouth, now when I whistle, the entire lip gap is closed, just except one small hole through which the air pops out, producing a whistle sound. It's the exact same way in which the vocal cords work to produce a whistle registered sound. So what happens is the entire vocal cords, both of them are overlapped and they are closed. They just have one small opening to produce a high-pitched whistle sound or whistle note. Now the placement of that particular opening can be anywhere. If it's towards the low end, then you'll be producing a low or quite low level of whistle. But if it's placed towards the very high end, towards the very end of it, then you have a really high-pitched whistle. So I hope that you have enjoyed this journey of brief learning about the vocal registers, and I hope that helped you. So we'll be back with something new the next time we do a masterclass. Thank you so much. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Piyush Anand. I make cover videos of a lot of songs, and I've recently started making reaction videos as well. If you like what you see today, do give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So I recently posted a reaction video to Mariah Carey's We Belong Together, the Valentine mix, and everyone really appreciated it and you seem to love it. So we'll be posting more reaction videos for Mariah Carey. So I found this video and I was really shocked about it. Why? Because the title said that teens don't know We Belong Together by Mariah Carey. Like seriously? I really want to get into it. Even I was pissed. I get you. I feel you people. I feel you. Even I was pissed. Now let's get into it and see what actually happened.
Wait.
Oh, I feel this one. This one, oh.
you can just feel her emotions in the song.
We belong together.
They seem to be knowing what it is.
Where was I in the 2000s? I've never heard any of these.
Yeah, you're right.
R&B is like my worst genre. Oh, I love that song so much. That is like the go-to like simping song. Like, you know, when I'm in my feelings and just chilling, I'm like, come on, Mariah, take me there.
Do you know it?
I don't know who it is. No, I don't know it.
I think it's We.
Are you kidding me? Did they all say they don't know? I see one kid actually, you know, saying Mariah Carey. So I think he knew her, but rest of them saying they don't know. I think we should just, you know, kill all of them. I'm joking. Let's get into it. I think now they would know and appreciate her.
Belong Together. I don't know who it's by.
Is that We Belong Together by Mariah Carey?
We Belong Together, Mariah Carey.
This is We Belong Together by Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
Now
Jesus,
she knows
I was
it.
like, once you say it, I'm gonna know it. She is so skinny. Skinny legend. Queen of pop culture.
Mariah Carey. That should have been my other go-to. She's been around for like ever. I love Mariah Carey. Like, she is so...
Did he say? I think it was in a positive way. He did say that she's been around forever, but I think it was in a positive manner because she has been for 30-something years and still killing it.
Such like a queen.
Mariah Carey has such a distinct voice. Like, everyone talks about it. I like her music. I think she has very good vocals. The notes she hits, I just scream them. Everybody does.
Everyone does it, yes. That's right. Everyone screamed those notes.
In the shower when it's Mariah Carey comes on, you're just like, yeah.
I found it to be a cool one. Yeah, that's right. You know, actually, Mariah Carey has been around for a really long time, and it's not just in a bad manner, but in a good one. Because being around for 30-something years and being relevant in the industry and still killing it, still being on the Hot 100 Billboard charts is something that's really difficult, and it's not something that you can, you know, anyone can attain. Plus, she has like 19 number ones. Not like she has 19 number ones. She's only second to the Beatles, and she's the only solo artist with the most number one hits. God. And the list and awards, oh God, you guys can search Wikipedia. It's a really, really long list. But we all know that Mariah Carey has been the best. Her voice, the texture of her voice, so delicate and so nice to hear.
She's Las Vegas's newest resident headliner.
There are no words to describe. I really hope that you like this video, and we'll be covering more of them. Thank you.